Hello, welcome to the first day of putting the plaster on, the second day of our paper mache snowmen. Last week we made the 3 snowballs. This week we will be adding this plaster cloth. Notice you definitely need to have gloves on. That's for a number of safety reasons, as well as making sure that none of this goes down the sink. The first thing you're going to need to do is I'm going to have some rather large strips. It's going to be awfully hard to dunk them in there. So you're going to have these plaster cloth coated scissors, which I use specifically and only for this project. I would make it kind of squarish, maybe a little bit longer. The bigger you make it, the more area it will cover, but also the bigger that you make it, the harder it will be to put on. So only take what you can handle. You're going to dunk it in the water like this, and then you're going to use 2 fingers like this. You're going to hold it like that, and then you're going to drip all the water. Now you must start at the base, so it's going to be kind of floppy. You must start at the base, which is the bottom. And the reason why is that you do not want to have it get too wet and soaked and it fall apart. So you're starting at the very bottom snowball. You just put one on, lay it on like that. Try to lay it as flat as possible. It might curl up. If it curls up, just try to flatten it out as much as you can. You're going to just kind of cut and go. If you need more pieces, I will have a tray in the middle of your table that you will just grab a piece, dunk it again. Now the water might not look so good to start, but that's okay. We're not really worried about what the water's going to look like. And then you take another piece. The second piece that you put down must overlap the first piece. In other words, you want it to go touch one end. It doesn't matter which end, although it has to be on the bottom. In other words, you could do it on that side or that side. It doesn't matter if you go left to right, right to left. The important thing is that you are making that connection. And then when you put these down, another thing I like to talk about is something I call the smooth master. Now, if you smooth out all these little holes that you see there, you just kind of rub on them and they go away. I call that the smooth master. You can do that too. And it looks like I'm going to guess this is going to break down into 2 more pieces like that. And you definitely need to kind of squeegee the water out. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole bunch of puddles here. And then if you have a whole bunch of puddles here, the base of your snowman is going to get soaking wet, and it's going to be kind of gushy and hard to see and work with. All right, so this third piece actually connects both of these, so that's pretty good. So I use just 3 pieces. If you need to use 4 pieces or even 5 pieces, doesn't matter how many pieces you use. Use whatever works for you, whatever is comfortable for you. The idea is that they must overlap the piece before, and then you're going to go around. Okay, so I just did the bottom layer. So now we're going to move up to the next layer. I'm going to take a piece, and like I said, this should be kind of squarish. Is probably a good size for you guys. And then you just kind of squeegee it out. And then it needs to overlap the bottom this time, and then you're going to move up to the second layer. You put it on, and like I said, you can definitely smooth out those little holes and become my smooth master friend. You really only need 1 per. You don't really need to double up on it other than the fact that you are overlapping, but if you do want an extra layer, you can do that. I would make sure you have the whole thing covered within the class period, because that is our goal here. We definitely have to have this done today. This is not a 2-day project. And even kids, if they're absent today, they are going to miss the step because we are going to have to do it for them. I do not do this for more than 1 class period. This is 1 class period, once and done. And you can kind of see why, because how it's really kind of messy. Also, it's very satisfying, by the way, to smooth out all these bubbles and things like that. And take 1 more piece. I think I need 3 pieces for the middle one too. I didn't quite make it with the second one. When you think you're done, you definitely want to pick them up. Do not put them away anywhere. You can always double up. Like this one just kind of went over some other stuff too. But I just put it that way because it went over that side and that side. You want to kind of pick them up, make sure there are no ends sticking out. So if this is sticking up like that, that's the way it's going to dry, and he's going to have a little, his snowball will not be smooth. You just dip your finger in the water and put it around a little bit more. So you're going to keep on going around until he's completely covered up. Once you're done, you want to pick them up and make sure that not only no ends are sticking out, but there are no holes, that you didn't miss any spots. It's real easy sometimes to miss a spot if you're not careful. I might be able to get his head with one piece, one little bit larger than a half-size sheet. You might need some smaller pieces if it's not working for you to get the big pieces. My fingers are a little bit bigger. It makes my job a little bit easier. So if you have small fingers, you might need to cut up smaller pieces. See, look. So if I do that, then I've got a hole there. That's not going to work out. I'm going to actually pick that up and see if I can put it on there a little bit better and see if I can get it in one piece. And like I said, it doesn't really matter if you don't get it in one piece. You can always grab another sheet. I'm not worried about if you need to go over a second time. Oh, and I missed over there. So guess what? I am actually going to grab another piece, and it is going to go over, make a second whoosh around, because I would rather it go around a second time than have that hole in the back of his head. And because it's only a small piece, I'm actually going to cut up just a little small piece for that. And that's the reason why you have scissors and I'm not just pre-cutting them, so that you can decide what size piece you need. You don't want to sit there and measure it, though. You don't have to. You should just be like big pieces. The bigger, the better in the beginning. And then when you're done at the end, if you see a small piece, you can cut a smaller piece off. And there you have it. There's your snowman. And next week, we will be in day one of a two-day decorating phase. And I will show that to you next week. Until then, see you later.